Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the virtual college exploration for all Pennsylvania students, sponsored by the Pennsylvania Association for College Admissions Counseling and StriveScan. PACAC is a nonprofit association comprised of more than 1,200 school counselors, college admissions counselors, independent education consultants, and other professionals responsible for guiding students through the important transition from high school to post-secondary options. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of the many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the full schedule at pacac.org. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website, pacac.org. I'd now like to turn it over to our presenters, who will be talking about choosing a trade or technical school to jumpstart your career. And we can get started.
Awesome, thank you so much. Let me share my screen here. We'd like to start by welcoming everybody to our panel session today. We do have presenters from Douglas Education Center, Bidwell Training Center, Bella Capelli Academy, and Triangle Tech. I'm Nikki, I'm from Bella Capelli Academy. I will be your moderator today to answer all of your questions. So as said before, if you'd like to pop those into the Q&A, I think we can go ahead and get started. We're gonna start here with our introductions.
Hey everybody, my name is Megan Graham. I am the marketing and enrollment leader for Bella Capelli Academy. I represent our Robinson location, and Nikki represents our Monroeville location.
Hi everyone, my name is Amy Lasota and I am the recruitment coordinator and community liaison for Bidwell Training Center. I've been in higher education for about 20 years now, and I'm thrilled to be working in the trades.
Hello everyone, my name is Mary Beth Sipe and I am the admissions recruiter at Douglas Education Center. We are located in Menneson, less than 30 miles south of downtown Pittsburgh. I have been in admissions for several years, but just starting my second year here at Douglas Education Center. Very excited to be here today. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ashley Kessler. I'm the Associate Director of Business Development with Triangle Tech. We also focus on skilled trades. We have 6 locations throughout the state of Pennsylvania. I work with all 6 of them, and I've been very honored to be working in this field for going on 10 years now.
And like Meg said, I'm Nikki. I'm the admissions leader from Bella Capelli Academy, Monroeville. I've been in the admissions department for a little over a year now.
Mary Beth, you're muted.
Sorry everybody, apologies there. We're going to start off today with the difference between a college university versus a technical college and training center. Most of us know, we think of a college or a university as a 4-year program, bachelor's degree. Typically that can take even more than 4 years. An additional 1 or 2 if you would like to receive your master's degree. A doctorate is typically an additional 3 to 5 years. This type of schooling usually consists of prerequisite courses. So most often the first 2 years of a 4-year degree are typically taking what we call the requirement classes that you must complete before, not always, but typically in order to go on to your more specialized or your interest level. These are classes like history, English, math, science. Some people call them the gen eds, and class sizes are often larger. in a college or university. A technical college is generally 2 years or less. Students receive an associate's degree or a diploma. They tend to teach the theory and science behind the occupation. There's more classroom style learning and lectures and book work for more computer-oriented training. This is typically a smaller class size setting. A vocational or a trade school, sometimes they can be 2-year associate degree programs, but generally they're 1 year or less. And a vocational school teaches a specific trade or specialized program with more of a hands-on approach. The content is more job specific. So you're not going to be taking very many, if any, gen ed courses at all. The atmosphere is much more much more like the workplace. It models it, preparing students to get right out there and be right there in the field. And class sizes are often smaller as well.
All right, so next we're going to discuss the benefits of attending a trade school. So kind of going off of what Mary Beth just talked about, but digging a little bit deeper. So as far as the program length, again, Mary Beth talked a little bit about college being 4+ years, whereas a trade or a technical school is relatively less. A year or two, many times less than a year. So the greatest benefit for this is that you are able to get your education in a really timely manner to then start your career right away, start making money and start moving forward in your dream goals as a career. The cost when it comes to attending a trade school is oftentimes much less than when you're considering attending a college. Generally, a trade school is, anywhere around $20,000 or less, whereas a college generally is a lot more, hundreds of thousands of dollars when you put together the length of time of education. So generally it's a less expensive option. And again, with the length of time, you're able to start making money and repaying those loans that you have from your trade school in a timely manner. The curriculum. Again, Mary Beth really highlighted this well for us. The curriculum in a college is generally more in-class, in-person lecture, a little bit of a larger class size, whereas a trade or a technical school is going to be more of the hands-on training, the in-field training, and generally a smaller class size as well. So the biggest benefit for this is that you're not really, wasting time on classes that aren't geared towards your career. You are really laser focused on that education that is going to get you to your ultimate career goal. So those are definitely the biggest benefits of attending a trade school versus a 4-year college. So we are each going to discuss our individual schools and programs. So I'm going to talk a little bit today about Bella Capelli Academy and our cosmetology school. So we offer a full cosmetology program at both of our campuses. Again, Robinson and Monroeville are our campuses. We also have a cosmetology instructors program as well at each of the schools. So cosmetology really focuses on the education of hair and makeup, as well as the basics of skin, nails, and waxing. So it's a really great overview of everything in the beauty industry. Our class sizes really are relatively small. We do cap our class sizes at around 25. Each of our schools here today are generally around the same size. But as we go through the cosmetology program, And cosmetology is based on hours. So our students really do go through the program at different paces and times. So your class size can fluctuate as you go through the program. So it can be a little bit larger or smaller. But those first few weeks of the class are at a 25 cap. Our program is less than a year. So it takes about 9 to 10 months to complete the 1,250 hours that cosmetology in PA requires. So again, really nice program length, 9 to 10 months. An average day at our school, and this is the beauty of going to a trade or a technical school, is that every day is really a little bit different. So you're going to experience everything from in-person classroom work for theory and our specialty classes, to our clinic floor classroom, to working on real people and guests within our school and our salon reality. So for that trade school experience in cosmetology, what is your reality? Working in a salon. So that's a huge part of our education process, is creating that clinic floor classroom. A lot of times on an average day, we'll have our student council doing something super fun, like a pancake breakfast, or having a dress down day. So we're all dressed up in some sort of theme. But we really like to make the classroom and the experience fun. So that's definitely, even on the average day here, it's a fun learning environment. We do not have housing options at Bella Capelli, though there's a ton of apartments in the area, and we'd be happy to recommend some options for you.
Megan, we did have a question.
Sure.
She said that she admits that she doesn't know about cosmetology programs. When you said that Bella Capelli offers a full cosmetology curriculum, what should prospective students be looking for to ensure that they are getting a full curriculum? You know, she kind of said, in other words, what does an incomplete cosmetology program look like? So I think maybe just a little clarification on the full curriculum.
Yeah, great question. So cosmetology, I think of it as an umbrella, and it really covers you for a lot of different career options. So the main focus is hair. Styling, cutting, color, different textures of hair, men's styling. Makeup is another really big component to the cosmetology field. And then it also covers skin, nails, and waxing. Not to the fullest extent of hair and makeup, but you will learn the basics. So cosmetology is the highest license in the industry that you can get. So again, it will cover you for pretty much any sort of service that you go and do in the salon or spa or wherever you decide to go. So hopefully that answers your question.
Perfect. I don't think we have any other questions at this time.
All right, awesome.
All right, thank you. So I want to talk a little bit about Bidwell Training Center. We are located in Pittsburgh, and because of that, the options at our campus, all of our majors, are geared toward what is in high demand in the Pittsburgh workforce. So right now, what we offer, we have some medical programs, medical assistant, pharmacy technician, and then we have medical coding and billing. And I'm going to kind of talk about some of these other things while I'm talking about our options. But all of those programs are 7 to 8 months. So they are all under a year, and they all have an externship component to them after the curriculum. So in addition to that, we have horticulture technology, which is working with plants and trees and shrubs. And that is one of our most popular majors. That's really big right now. And then we also offer a culinary arts. That is a 12-month program. And then all of those are diploma majors, and we kind of touched on what that is. A diploma major is a program you would get a certification that would allow you to work in an entry-level position in the career of your choice. We also offer one associate degree. It's 13 months long, and it is in chemical laboratory technician. So this is when you're working in a lab doing research and development, quality assurance, that sort of thing. All of our classes are pretty typically at all of our schools between 15 and 25 students. So very small, because the training is hands-on, that allows you to get a lot of attention from your professors, your instructors, and a lot of work, you know, in the classroom. Again, a peek into an average day, it's really a lot like your high school schedule. We only offer classes during the day. There's nothing in the evening like you might have at a four-year college. We don't have anything on the weekends. So between the hours of 8 a.m. and 4 p.m., you're in your classroom with instruction, but you also may be going out on a field visit to one of the employers that we partner with to get an idea of where you might want to do your externship or where you might want to interview after graduation. And also, we don't have housing either. All of our students are commuters. And I think the only school that does have housing is Douglas. So when Mary Beth goes, she'll be happy to share that information with you.
All right, and I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit now about Triangle Tech's offerings. I think one of the great things as you guys are looking into trade schools, technical schools, career schools, is that there's such a variety out there depending on what you want your specialty to be. Now, what Triangle Tech offers is more of the skill trades. We have 5 different programs. They're all 16 months in length, and our students do receive an associate's in specialized technology degree once they graduate. The 5 programs that we have are a CAD with additive manufacturing and 3D printing, maintenance electricity, carpentry and construction, refrigeration, heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and welding and fabrication. So again, really high skilled, high demand careers. We actually do have 6 locations of Triangle Tech. We're located in Pittsburgh in the north side. We also have a campus in Greensburg, DuBois, Sunbury, Bethlehem, and then we just opened up our newest location last October in Chambersburg. So I can let you know that not every single one of our programs will be available at each campus. So if you're curious as to which program is available at your closest campus, feel free to ask in the question and answer. Even if you're not sure which campus is going to be closest to you, I'd be more than happy to answer that as well. Like Amy and Megan already said, and it was mentioned earlier, we do have smaller class sizes. We limit it to 25 students max. So it does lend for really good student-teacher ratio. Some of the classes might actually be a little smaller, but with that smaller class setting, a lot of student-teacher ratio, your instructor's readily available for any assistance that you might need. Our average day, again, we are similar to Bidwell in the sense that we're pretty similar to your high school schedule. We're Monday through Friday from 8 to 2:30. That's a set schedule. We don't have evening classes. We don't have anything on the weekends. So what's really nice with this, first, students are coming in, they're kind of jumping in day one into our programs. It's a nice combination. They'll have 4 classes throughout the day, 90 minutes each, and it's a combination of hands-on training and theory book work. First semester might feel a little more classroom heavy because you're getting things like tools and safety and procedures and things like that. But as you carry on into your training, you're going to get more hands-on work. Also, there could be field trips, guest speakers coming in. So it's a really nice work environment. And I know this was mentioned already, but we don't have housing options either. I believe Douglas is the only one that does. Most of our students do commute. If you are, again, looking for something closer, if you want to live close to one of our campuses, we can provide a list of some apartments for rents for you guys as well.
I do have 2 more questions. Sorry, Mary Beth, I don't want to cut you off. We had a question about, are any of these institutions nonprofit? So I figured everybody could answer theirs individually for that one.
Bidwell is nonprofit, and actually I did want to mention we're also no cost. So as long as you're a resident of Pennsylvania and you have a high school diploma or a GED or equivalent, you receive tuition, books, uniform, everything at no cost. You don't pay anything.
I'll say Triangle Tech, we are for-profit and we are an accredited school. We're accredited with the Accrediting Commission of Career Schools and Colleges.
Yes, Bella Capelli is for-profit. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say Douglas is a for-profit school. We are ACCSC accredited, and we have been voted a school of excellence with there as well. Sorry, Meg, were you going to say something?
Oh, I thought that they heard me. We are for-profit as well and also accredited through NACIS. So yeah.
Awesome. I do still
Okay.
have 2 more questions. I'm so sorry. Also, do you happen to know the average age of students at your institutions, and does it tend to be older adults, career changers, or students straight out of high school? For Bella Capelli Academy, we're a wide variety of ages. We do get fresh out of high school. We also get older adults, career changers. So we do have a wide variety of ages within our school at Bella Capelli Academy.
Yeah, it's the same at Bidwell. So our students do come straight out of high school sometimes, but the majority of them are coming to us because they want to change in career. Maybe they were raising a family and didn't have time to devote to their career. Maybe they got laid off. And our students, so they can be anywhere from 18. I think we had a student in our culinary arts program who was in his 70s. So, it just depends. And a large background of students to a lot of diversity, a lot.
Yeah, kind of going off what they said, we see students right out of high school all the way up to adult students in up into their 60s. I would say probably the average right now, it's probably the early to mid 20s. I think, people who have gotten laid off looking for a career change, or even some people that maybe after they graduated high school decided to go right into the workforce and then realized a few years down the road that, they do need some additional training or education to take their career that next step. But yeah, we run the gamut from 18 up into their 60s.
Douglas also has a very wide range of ages, students coming right out of high school. I didn't get to talk about my programs yet, but some of the programs that other students complete lead into some of the programs that they would want to go into. So it can start from high school, right after high school, all the way into, we have students in our CDL classes that are in their 50s and 60s. That being said, I think I'm the last one to talk about the programs that we have at Douglas Education Center. We have 3 degree programs. The first one, the first 2, I should say, are 16 months in length, and students graduate with an associate's in specialized business. These are 2 of our most popular programs. They are creative. So our first one is the Tom Savini Special Makeup Effects Program. And also the George A. Romero Filmmaking Program. A lot of people think that you have to go to LA or New York or Chicago in order to learn the skills to be in the industry. We have it right here in Pennsylvania, as I mentioned earlier, less than 30 miles south of downtown Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh being a very up and coming city for this type of thing really has been great. Class sizes are very small in those creative programs, and they collaborate very well with one another. So students that are working in the special effects are able to showcase their work with the filmmaking students, and the filmmaking students are very, very happy to be able to have that benefit of providing, what their creative work is in their film programs. The other program that is a degree are in our allied health field. We have medical assisting and medical billing and coding. Again, those are both 16 months in length. Those classes are what we call hybrid, meaning much of the coursework can be done online, but some of it is done, obviously, you need to come in order to do your lab work on campus. We also have several diploma programs in beauty and wellness first. First of all, we also offer cosmetology, just like Bella Capelli. Our program is 12 months in length, and students do receive their diploma. You can go for and that's 12 months. For an additional 20 weeks, you can receive another certification. Suppose you want to go off to become a cosmetology teacher or go into salon management. You can receive that additional certification in just 20 more weeks. Also, we have another certification for estheticians and nail technologist program. That's 30 weeks in length with skin and nails. And then just the basic aesthetics. Sometimes students just want to have that extra skincare working in a spa or a salon. That's just a 15-week long program for that additional certification. And then we have the massage therapy program. That is our newest in wellness. We just started that program. We launched it last year and just graduated our first class a few weeks ago. We're very proud of it. This class is only 2 days a week. It's 48 weeks in length in order to receive your diploma. But what's so nice about it is it's only 2 days a week. So it's designed for the working professional. Many students from cosmetology that want to get that additional certification to expand their horizons choose this type of program. And last but certainly not least, we offer the skilled trades. So those of you that might be interested in going into heavy equipment, being able to work heavy equipment and receive your commercial driver's license with safety, we have that program. That's a 12-month program, excuse me. I'm sorry, 12-week program. And then we have your commercial driver's license program, which is just 7 weeks long. So we're very proud of all of those programs. Our class sizes, just like the other schools have mentioned, cap out at 25. Depending on the program though, and what portion of the program students are going through, like in the skilled trades, if they're in the trucks, they're not going to have anything like that. 8 max down to 4, depending on where they are with the machinery on the range. I mentioned our program lengths. They vary. Students, whereas many of the other campuses have their classes during the day, we do as well, but depending on the program, some of them have evening work and Saturdays. Like our skilled trades programs give you an option where you can go evenings, three evenings a week and Saturday afternoons, and our allied health programs have those online options in the evenings and Saturdays as well. A peek into an average day at Douglas Education Center. We're a very small family kind of feel type of campus. There's always something active going on, especially with our creative programs, depending on what's going on and when they're filming different locations. They may be, you may see them out on the street. They're in their studios. They're in close by restaurants. They're right across the street from campus. They're outside on location. But it's really cool to be able to feel that that range of activity that's always going on. Cosmetology students often get involved with that as well. But again, most of our classes run Monday through Friday during the week. Those options are there. We do have a student services department, which does offer a lot of fun. We often have in our George J. Romero filmmaking program with our theater, we have monthly movie nights. Students are often planning picnics. Our parties, holiday parties, especially Halloween at Douglas Education Center is a lot of fun. So there's always something going on. And we do have housing options. About 30% of our students come from out of state, mainly for our creative programs. As I mentioned, that Tom Savini Special Makeup Effects program draws a lot of students from across the country. So we do have housing. It's an outside affiliate, but he does keep his office right within our Welcome Center. So they do work with us in making sure students are able to find their housing needs met within that 16-month time length in order for them to receive their degree. So I think that about sums up my portion of programs. Moving on.
Awesome. We have one more question. She said that she loves trades and has lots of questions, but she would love to know if anybody could share their diversity figures, if at all possible.
I don't think we have our specific diversity figures. We talked a little bit about where our students are coming from. They do come from all backgrounds, all areas. So, I mean, if you do need more specific information, you can email or check out the websites for each of the schools, and we would be able to give that to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Amy.
So a lot of the trade schools, technical schools, there's a lot of great support services that are there for students and graduates. And I think one of the benefits with the schools being smaller is a lot of these services are much more personalized. Starting with career placement, I know the job search can sometimes feel really scary and you don't know where to start, and you're sometimes think, well, I'll just get online. I'll go on Indeed. I'll go on LinkedIn. I'll go to this company that I'm interested in and I'll just fill out an application. But one of the nice things with some of the career placement support services at career technical schools is there's usually somebody on campus there to assist you individually. So it can start from the beginning where you're learning how to put together your cover letter, You're learning how to write your resume. They'll do mock interviews with you and tell you how to dress for an interview, some of those softer skills. They'll take field trips out to industries and companies where graduates are working. They'll bring in guest speakers. So they really do a lot while you're a student to prepare you for that next step, get you to start thinking about where might you want to work? What type of job do you want to do? And then as you get closer to graduation, there could be somebody there that's really assisting you one-on-one that has contacts with companies that they can send resumes to, or sometimes that HR person might come to your school to interview, to possibly hire on site. So it is really nice that there's a lot of individualized services for your career placement. Sometimes it can even be available to you as a graduate from these schools as well. Academic support, again, with things being so personalized, there's a lot of nice services. Every school has different class days and how it looks like, but across the board, a lot of times you're going to be able to find things like free tutoring done by instructors. It could be refresher classes. Perhaps if you don't pass the first time, you can retake a class. And most schools, well, I shouldn't say every single school, but I know all of us on this panel, we do work with OVR services. So if you are in need some additional support, it's talked about during your admissions interview, and it's case by case as what's needed, but we all do work with OVR. And student advising can be something where you're assigned a mentor as you start your program, an older student who's going to work with you one-on-one. It could be the school director, somebody in administration. You know, the nice thing with student advising at a lot of these smaller schools is everybody's there to support you, from your admissions representative, financial aid services, on-site financial aid options, school directors. Attendance is usually taken. Because we're smaller schools, you know, if you're not there, it's documented, because we really strive to have our classroom similar to what the job site is going to be. And if you're late for work, you know, if you're late for class, people are going to assume that you're late for work. But it's nice because we are smaller. If something happens where maybe all of a sudden every day one week you showed up 30 minutes late, there's going to be somebody there that can sit down with you. They're paying attention to this to say, hey, what's going on? And help point you in the direction of any services that you may or may not need. So every school's different with what's offered, but overall, with these schools being smaller, there's a lot of personalized services for you.
Yeah, and I'm sure that some of you have some questions about what changes we were able to make at our schools due to COVID. Just because, you know, a lot of our instruction is hands-on, it has remained in person. You know, we have made accommodations in classrooms and common areas for social distancing, and we sanitize our workstations and equipment after every use. You know, all of our schools have taken the necessary precautions to make sure that our students' safety is a top priority. Also in accordance with state guidelines, we do require masks to be worn, and we also have hand sanitizing stations that have been placed throughout the campus.
Okay, so now once you guys have made the decision and are ready to go, what do you do next? So our schools do have some similarities, but some differences as well for admissions. But for Bella Capelli, you know, we really encourage you to come and visit the campus or do a virtual tour or open house. They are both offered right now, mostly virtual. So those can be done at any time with our admissions leaders. We are hosting national open houses as well. We have our first one coming up at both of our locations on November 10th. So this is a really great opportunity to get into the schools, see the culture, see the environment, because you are committing 9 to 10 months of your time. We want you to love it. Once you have toured, we do have a pretty simple application process. The main thing that we do require is a high school diploma or official transcripts or GED. So that is a huge part of the process, making sure you have that. There are some other things that are required that we can talk about later. We do offer financial aid for those that qualify. So if you haven't heard of the FAFSA yet, you will, but that will give you what you qualify for as far as government grants, student loans, and other options. At Bella Capelli, we do also work with the PA Forward loan and some other private loan options. We do accept the GI Bill at our school. So regardless, we have a financial aid leader that really puts together a great plan for you to make coming to school comfortable. We also do have a Bella Capelli scholarship, and we accept outside beauty scholarships as well.
Yeah, and at Bidwell, currently we are only offering our online tour. So we do have a virtual tour up on our website. That may change. So you just want to stay tuned for any announcements that we may have on our website. But the application steps are very simple. It's a two-step process. The first is to, again, go to the website and fill out our career readiness survey. That will prompt our admissions representative to send you the information to view our online information session and complete the application. And then the final step is to actually come to campus, and we require all of our students to take an assessment in basic math and basic reading comprehension. Again, if you need some brushing up on that, or if you don't pass the first time, that's where those academic support services come in, and you can schedule that. Again, Bidwell is no cost. So we don't offer financial aid just because there isn't anything for you to pay to come to school. But Meg did mention the GI Bill, and I want to mention we do still accept that. And in that case, you would be eligible for your housing allowance, but you wouldn't have to use any of the money on tuition.
And at Triangle Tech, we are conducting tours. It can be done either virtually or in person, depending on what you're comfortable with. But we definitely recommend that you connect with somebody on our admissions team for a tour to take a deeper look at the program that you're interested in. And also during that time, you really have a good conversation where you can get all your questions answered. But then we're also going to find out, you know, what got you interested in this program? What are your goals? What are any obstacles that could prevent you from starting this program or completing it? So we can really make sure that we're going to be a right fit school for you. To apply, again, that does need to be done with your admissions representative. You will need to have your high school diploma or a GED to get started. We have 3 different start times throughout the year to choose from. So if you're a senior right now, your first option would be to start with us in June. We have an October start and a February start too. So a couple different options depending on when you're ready to make your decision. And so also financial aid, we have financial aid services where one of our advisors will sit down with you and your families to fill out the FAFSA form. Megan mentioned that earlier, to see about grants and loans. We also take the GI Bill if you are thinking about going into the military, using your GI benefits. If you're currently attending your local career and technical center, we may have some articulation set up with you. So, you know, the nice thing with our programs is you can come in with absolutely no experience. But if you've already taken some courses as a high school student, there could be some opportunities for some of your credits to transfer to us, where that's going to save you some money. And then we do have scholarships as well. Scholarships are huge. I want to encourage all of you guys to really research the scholarships that are out there for you, both locally, nationally, because it's money you don't have to repay. Getting into this skilled trades, technical education, Imagine America, MicroWorks, American Welding Society are great options. And we do offer our own scholarships for our incoming Jumpstarts as well.
At Douglas Education Center, like many of the other schools have mentioned, in order to tour, you just need to go to our website at dec.edu. You can easily schedule your own tour. It can be done virtually or in person. It pops right up on a little red tab, schedule your visit, click, 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 and you're done. Again, you can do that both ways. The application steps are simple as well. You do have to be a high school graduate, just as with the other schools. Proof of that with your transcripts, or have your GED or equivalent thereof. You also would need to fill out that application online. It's an application that's downloadable. You can do it right there, or you can request one from our admissions department and they will mail it out to you. It does have a $50 application fee. We also require a basic scholastic test as part of our admissions process. It's called the Wonderlic. It's a very short test. It's 50 questions long, and it is necessary to complete in order to be admitted. We do also offer several different financial aid options. Many of the other schools have mentioned, you know, they have wonderful financial aid departments. We do as well. They will work with you from step one in assisting you in filling out the FAFSA. Definitely very important. If you qualify, there's tons of aid that's out there. Federal, state, institutional, and agency funding sources. We also work with OVR as well as the VA GI Bill. There are other institutions as well. And we also have several valuable institutional scholarships that we're very proud of. They are worth a lot, 25% of your tuition. And there are different processes, different applications for applying for those scholarships. Mostly, you know, 2 letters of reference, depending on the program. If you're looking at applying for one of our creative programs, a portfolio, it doesn't have to be a hands-on portfolio, but anything digital. Our cosmetology scholarship is a 2-part interview where you have a 20-minute time period and either to work on a mannequin with hair or nails, as well as a questionnaire that's 2 parts as well. But there are different scholarships depending on the program. And our financial aid department will work with you to make sure that you are aware of everything that you are eligible for.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. We hope that this was, you found this helpful. Did anybody have any other questions before we wrap it up? There's nothing in the Q&A right now. So again, we just thank you so much for being available, and we really hope that you found this helpful.
Thank you, guys. I am going to share my final points here. And all right, so thank you all for joining us today. When you close this window, there will be a link for a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback that you can provide. Also, this was just one of the many sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions at pacac.org. In about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording, as well as all of the other session recordings at pacac.org. And thank you all very much for joining us today. I hope everyone has a great afternoon. Goodbye.